Hello again. When he appointed himself Gauleiter of London Transport a few years ago, following his election as mayor, Sadiq Khan decided there should be a strict policy when it came to advertising sugary or fatty food on posters at tube stations. Such images encouraged greedy and immoderate eating and were likely to promote obesity, especially among children. They were consequently banned. So far, so good. It's all very much in the spirit of the times. I've recently seen advertisements for whiskey on display at tube stations, but this is apparently better for you than a biscuit or cake. In the description to this video, I give a link to Transport for London's policy on the matter, forbidding advertising which promotes directly or indirectly food or non-alcoholic drink which is high in fat, salt and or sugar. So, Jack Daniels is good for you, but Pepsi Cola is not, right? I think that's what we're supposed to understand from this. This guideline was not, of course, intended to apply to plays, which is why the producers of the play Tony and Tina's Wedding were baffled to find that after spending £20,000 on posters to be put up in tube stations and so on, they were told that Sadiq Khan and his boys had vetoed them. You can see one of the posters in the thumbnail to this video. What's wrong with it? It shows a cake, which has a lot of icing on it and is therefore very likely to be sugary and fattening. This represents a danger to people in London. Seriously, a wedding cake is thought to be more hazardous to health than whiskey, which is of course freely advertised at tube stations. Perhaps I'm too cynical, but I cannot help but wonder if the fact that the whole poster is so white might have something to do with the business. It's got a white background, it shows a white cake, the two people are white, the woman's wearing a white dress. Here is a genuine question. If the poster had featured black people, and say for example fried chicken, would TfL have been so quick to ban it? Was the overall whiteness the trigger? Suppose it had shown a same-sex wedding with a black man and an Indian. Would that be banned? Has anybody heard of such a thing before? A poster banned not for advertising cake, but merely making one visible. You might think that Sadiq Khan would have had more important things on his mind, really, like stopping kids from stabbing each other, but I suppose a wedding cake can be as harmful in its own way as a zombie knife.